Did they force you to drink? Yes.
It was a voice.
Do you know who I immediately thought of?
Me?
So sad.
Where is it?
I don't know, I swear!
You're lying to us! Tell us now!
Welcome back, I'm Angel. In the last episode, the REM pod confirmed daily abuse. On the same screen, the 𝗏𝗲𝗡 spelled out suicide and no way. The crime cards revealed kidnapping, organ trafficking, and murder. And now, Candace turns on the spirit box. What happens next is the most shocking moment she's experienced in 9 years of mediumship. Chapter 1, I Got Beat Up.
The spirit box doesn't display text. It scans rapidly through radio frequencies, fragments of sound, broken syllables, and somehow they form replies.
Before anything began, Candace stepped out of the room. "Speak in your own language," she said. "Let the Chinese community translate."
When she returned, her voice was steady.
Where is it?
I don't know!
Liar! Tell us! Talk now!
Did they lock you in a room? Did they lock you in a room? They lock me in a room.
Did they tie you to a chair?
Yeah, they did.
They were really awful.
Yeah, they are. You don't have to be afraid anymore. We'll all fight for you, warm to me.
Then, without being prompted, a voice came through, and I got beat up. I got beat up. I didn't mean it.
I missed you.
Me too.
Chapter 2, Trunk. The word he said first.
Did they lock you in the trunk? Yeah, they did. Trunk. So sad. He said trunk before we even said it. So sad. Homeless. That made me feel like I was homeless. So sad. I can't believe this is happening. We'll always stealth together inside. So sad. Me too, it's so dark. I'm here. So sad, just inside a car trunk. And what I felt was this. Like I had no home left in the world. Did they force you to drink? Yes. Whiskey. Drunk.
We like eating kidneys. I'm going to post later saying delicious.
Is it true they ate your kidney? Yes. So sad, Yes. Murder. Dead. Were you sexually assaulted? Yes. Assaulted. Confirmation? I'm so sorry. No one deserves to be treated like that. It's okay to feel sad. I know. We'll get through this. Thanks.
The viewer asked, "Is that restaurant connected to the tunnel near the 798 Art District Museum?"
Yes.
Connected to the tunnel near the 798 Art District Museum?
This is so sad. Evil. A trap door. Oh no. 798. A tunnel. A hidden door. Organ trafficking. A network.
This wasn't just one person. In the end, Alan said goodbye. It was a system.
I turned off the device. In a previous session, I asked Alan what your favorite food was.
Dumplings.
Then I'll make dumplings on my birthday, February 20th.
Bye.
Chapter 3. 3 Ruptured Eardrums.
The session was over. But the most important part wasn't what Alan said. It was what Candace said.
My eardrum was ruptured 3 times. This ear twice, the other once, all from domestic violence. I couldn't hear for 5 years. I've been singing since I was 4. When he hit me, the only way I can describe the sound and the pain is the color yellow. I had 2 traumatic brain injuries. For 1 to 2 years, I couldn't speak.
I spray painted a chalkboard for my daughter.
I didn't know I needed a mask. I burned my vocal cords.
It took 5 years to find this voice again. This isn't my original voice, but it's the voice I have now. She spent 7 months making an album, produced her own beats, wrote her own lyrics. I think I sold about 3 copies. Someone offered me $250,000 for my channel. I said no. You said no to $250,000? I burned my paws while making products, and ended up in the ER 4 times.
Chapter 4. I never got my justice.
My whole life, I felt like my voice was muted. I'm done with that. I just want the world to hear my voice. I know it's not perfect, but I still deserve to be heard. That's why I created this channel, Paranormal Justice, because I never got my justice. Even if I can't have it for myself, I'm going to try to help others find theirs.
And Alan, through a woman who once lost her voice, found his.
Because she knows what it feels like to be silenced, and she refuses to let that happen to anyone else.
Is this helping you at all? 5 lights, one by one, like knocking on a door, like a whale in deep water, saying with everything, please.
Hello, everyone. I'm a teddy bear. I'm sitting in a room, and next to me is a device called an 𝗲𝗶𝗶𝗀. You might not know what that is. Let me tell you, it has no feelings. It doesn't lie. It doesn't take sides. It does one thing, translates the frequencies it receives into language humans can read.
Well, exactly.
No one controls it. No one types in answers. Every word that appears on that screen is a real energy signal present in that space, in that moment. Beside me, there is also a star. Her name is Candace Star. She is the one who was willing to sit down and listen to me speak. And right now, someone lives inside me. He can no longer speak with his mouth, but he still has frequency, he still has energy. Do you see the lights on my body? They're not decoration. Those glowing points are 𝗏𝗏𝗃 sensor lights. Every time they flash, he is telling you, I am here. He chose to use this machine, word by word, to tell you what happened to him. I am his bear. These are his words. What follows is his testimony. So from this point on, the one speaking is no longer me, it's him.
His testimony.
I'm sitting right here, the glow of the screen reflected in my glasses. Candace put these glasses on me. Candace placed spirit communication devices beside me. Candace talks to me as though she truly believes I'm still here. I am still here. My name is Yu Menglong. I just don't speak in language anymore. I speak in frequency, in energy, through a machine called the 𝗏𝗏𝗃, one word at a time, spelling out what I need you to know. Are you ready to listen? The first word on the screen was heart, because I wanted you to know I still feel. I'm still here, my heart is still beating, just in a different way. Then I said new songs, because I heard it. Someone was singing for me. Someone remembered that I loved music. But the words get heavier from here. I said Denyu. They pulled out my teeth. Can you imagine that? A living person having their teeth pulled. Not in a dentist chair. Not because of decay. Because they could. Because no one would see. I said 9. Not one person, not 9. 9 people standing behind me. 9 people hiding behind thorns. I said cliff. Because every day I stood at the edge of a cliff. Every single day. I said whiskey. They poured it down my throat. Not because I wanted to drink, because they needed me to look drunk. Barrel after barrel, water and liquor, until I couldn't breathe. Like drowning, like suffocating. They told the world I was a drinker. What I'm telling you is, they were torturing me. I said organs. Did you hear that? Did you really hear it? Organs, tread. My body to them wasn't a person, it was a product, something to be taken apart. I said kidnapping. I said killed by hand. I said trafficking organs. This isn't a movie. This was my life. I said abuse at home. You think home is where you're safe? My home wasn't. My home had box. My home had shadows. My home had people watching me. They asked me, were you abused basically every day? I wanted to say no, but I can't lie. Yes, every day. Every day. I said death. Boxed. Do you know what that feels like, being stuffed into a space? A trunk? Being moved like cargo? Carried? The killer carried me. Not once. Many times. Footsteps in a hallway. So many doors. I opened one. A girl was inside. Everyone said she was dead, but she was alive. A hallway. So many doors. I ran past them. I opened one. There was a girl inside. Everyone had been told she was dead. But she wasn't. She was alive. She was there. In that moment, I knew too much. I wasn't supposed to see that. I said trapdoor. I said exhibit. Do you know what that place was? That restaurant? 798? Behind those doors were things you can't imagine. I said evil, twice. Then they asked me, was it suicide? The screen displayed suicide. No way. What is the opposite of suicide? Yes, I was murdered. I said, wife. There was a woman. She was the one behind it all. Decisions. She gave the orders. I said money, because to them my life was money. They squeezed me dry while I was alive. After I was dead, I was worth even more. But I also said some other words. I said concealed. Everything was concealed. I said peace, because I have it now, finally. I said blue orbs. That's my color. That's proof I'm still here. I said necklace.
Because someone engraved one for me, and it reads, never forgotten you.
I said human. I said long-lived, because I wanted to live a long life. I was supposed to live a long life. I said Sophie. I said animal, because I love small animals. I love cute things. I love SpongeBob. I love my 2 dogs. I wasn't someone who didn't care. I was someone whose heart skipped a beat. I was someone who liked girls. I was a gentle, kind, whole person. I said roses. I said cosmic. I said dimensional. Because I can see further now. You think death is the end. It's not. Death is a shift in frequency. I'm still talking. You just have to be willing to listen. Finally, I said bye. But you know what? That wasn't the ending. Because I also said, check you later. I am Yu Menglong. I am this bear. These are my words. And you are my witness.
That was the full live stream from February 1st, 2026, 𝗂𝗲𝗯 star. 4 devices, 𝗵𝗴𝗶𝗀𝗃, spirit box, crime cards. And a medium who refused to look away. And in the end, this is what it came down to. A woman in Tennessee promising to make dumplings for a boy she had never met, who died on the other side of the world. Because it was his favorite food. And she refuses to let him be forgotten.
Thank you for being here, for listening, for caring about a story the world tried to silence. If this video touched something in your heart, subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss what comes next. Drop a comment, let me know you're here, because every voice matters, and yours is one of them. I'm Angel. May the light be with you.
We like eating kidneys. I'm going to post later saying delicious. Delicious! Perfect! More kidneys!
I wanted to live. You hear me? I wanted to live. And I will.
This stew is perfect tonight. Yeah, the dumplings are great.
More, please. Yummy.
As you wish. Thanks, Magic Buddy. All right, team, report in.
All clear, Captain.
Ready for action. Good, let's move out.